Breath one more time.
Welcome to STARTALK 2021. I am Betsy Hart, and I have the privilege of working with the STARTALK program. It is an honor to welcome you to our 2021 Spring Conference. It's very different than other years, but we're here, we're planning for our summer programs, and for that we are grateful. I want to begin by acknowledging the partnership between the National Foreign Language Center and NSA. We are grateful for the confidence that the National Security Agency has had in us and the partnership we have developed over the past 15 years. Through careful planning and thoughtful work, we have grown with the program. We are so proud of you and all you're doing to support the program. Since 2007, we have enrolled over 66,000 students. Just think about that, the impact you have had on all of those students. And we know that a number of STARTALK students continue their language after their summer program, and they use this language to pursue a career with the federal government. This data is from 2019, taken from our college students enrolled in the program. And you can see these amazing numbers. 42% interested in becoming an interpreter or translator, 39% interested in becoming a foreign service officer, and 31% interested in working in national security. And please take a few minutes to read what one student had to say about the impact the program has had on her. And of course, our teachers. Almost 14,000 enrollment in STARTALK programs. Think about the impact here, the number of the STARTALK trained teachers that students get to experience every year. And here is what one teacher had to say about her enrollment in the program. It takes a village to impact all of those teachers and student participants every summer, and we have the teams that do just that. The STARTALK Central team at the NFLC works many long hours to support you. Even during our off year, we were hard at work developing resources, improving accessibility to those resources, and streamlining our processes. We are passionate about our work, and we know from STARTALK program surveys that we have created opportunities for students and have transformed teachers. And our government partners are hard at work also. This year, 2 new program managers from NSA are leading this effort, Joni and Servia. We have been working together for only 6 months, but they are smart, curious, and hard workers. Most of you know this because they have already been very actively engaged in approving your program changes and your budget modifications. 2021 will be a year like no other, but the STARTALK family is embracing the challenge. Your program update forms provide evidence of your creative ideas and your ability to make your programs work this summer. Know that NSA and NFLC will remain flexible in supporting you and your programs. We acknowledge that this will be a summer of growth for all. This year, 60% of our programs will be virtual. They have developed programs that are going to suit their students and their teachers and make it work virtually. We have done much to support these programs. We have monthly roundtable discussions. Still, some are coming up. Join us. We have adapted our classroom activities for online classrooms. We have created resources in Google Docs so that they will be easier to edit and share. And we are creating an online considerations guide for you. We have also implemented an FAQ page on our website. If you have a question, it's probably been asked before and answered, so check the page. It's frequently updated with new questions when we're happy to add this to our website. We extend a special welcome to our 23 new programs. We have 12 new teacher programs and 11 new student programs. Welcome to the STARTALK family. Site visits. We love site visits. It gives us a chance to observe your programs and to share the good work that is happening there. We will be conducting site visits to only 50% of our programs this year, but needless to say, some will be online and some will be in person. We will announce the details as soon as we have them available for you. We love to share good news about our STARTALK family, and I'm very excited to share with you that Heather Sweetser has recently been named the Southwest Conference Language Teacher of the Year. Heather is the instructional lead from our program at the University of New Mexico. This makes Heather also a finalist for the ACTFL Teacher of the Year competition in November. Please help me congratulate Heather on this incredible recognition. And now I'd like to welcome Mark Aislinn, Deputy Commandant and Provost of the National Cryptological School at NSA. Mark.
Dobro Projalovat. Welcome. I'm Mark Laurent Aislinn, Deputy Commandant and Provost of the National Cryptologic School at the National Security Agency. On behalf of the NCS, I'm excited to welcome you to the 2021 STARTALK Spring Conference. As a former professor of Chinese language and literature, I understand the importance of teaching and learning foreign languages. What's more, I see the value of investing in our students, kindergarten through college, to help build our nation's future with talented language professionals. Over the past couple of centuries, we've seen the world grow considerably smaller as transportation, technology, communications, and commerce have increasingly strengthened connections between peoples and nations. Over the past year, the pandemic has created new international challenges as countries grapple with cooperation and collaboration in a future post-COVID world. However this evolves, the need for foreign language proficiency will continue to be one of our nation's greatest national security, international relations, cultural and economic and trade dependencies. NSA's STARTALK program continues to respond to the recognized need to develop and teach critical need foreign language throughout our nation's classrooms. We are committed to working with you, leaders in world language education, as we continue to invest in language training to advance the nation's strategic posture. Our program's successes, widely recognized by our congressional overseers, are due to your continued commitment and dedication to bringing world language education into the classroom. Your world language expertise, ability to motivate and inspire your students, and innovation and creativity are the foundation of this program. Each of you plays a crucial part in achieving our objective to increase student enrollment in the study of critical languages and in the number of effective teachers teaching these critical languages. I am confident that you will continue to find new and inventive ways to continue making a difference for our youth. The future of our nation depends on your efforts in service and dedication to the language education profession. On behalf of the National Security Agency and our Director General Paul M. Nakasone, I want to thank all of the 2021 STARTALK leaders for your energy, passion, and commitment for teaching world languages. We thank you for your continued partnership and look forward to working with you as together we set the path for the future.
STARTALK is an initiative that is promoting the teaching and learning of languages to build bridges across communities and across cultures.
STARTALK is a national program. STARTALK is a wonderful community of highly passionate and dedicated language educators.
STARTALK is really meeting the needs of a group of students who want more choice in the languages they study.
It is probably the most ambitious and comprehensive program to affect less commonly taught language instruction in America in the history of this country.
I think that you can see as a direct result of STARTALK, and it's a summer program for students and funding teacher training, has made an enormous difference in the availability of language study in our schools.
The impact STARTALK has had at district level has really opened up eyes of folks who wouldn't normally think of world languages in the same conversation as they would with math, science, history, social studies.
STARTALK has had a tremendous impact at having Americans explore languages that were certainly not in our radar screen and build the capacity at the local level, at the national level, for us to be able to teach these languages well.
When we go to staff a program in a less commonly taught language, even if we can get it into a school, it's so hard to find qualified teachers. And STARTALK has come in to the profession and really made huge advances in helping us train the teachers we need.
It's this idea of not only taking children and of different age groups and teaching them, but also training and educating and developing teachers to do that.
Yeah, STARTALK has made a lot of resources available to the students, provided them with an intensive summer experience where they can focus on the particular language of instruction that they're planning to teach.
We are able to provide teachers with hands-on teacher training. By offering teacher training in conjunction with our student program, we are able to provide pre-service and in-service teachers with the opportunity to put into practice the theory that they have learned and to get feedback both from students, peers, in a nurturing and safe environment.
It has given us materials and ways of looking at the language teaching that affect not only critical languages, but the entire profession.
I think it's had a positive effect for just language study in general, really making parents, administrators, principals more aware that language study is important. All kids need to do it. And some kids even think it's important enough to do it in the summertime.
To have a cadre of Americans who will speak these languages at a level that will be beneficial both for our economy as well as our security priorities.
STARTALK is a program of the National Foreign Language Center, sponsored by the National Security Agency.
And now I'm going to demonstrate to you what some of you might be experiencing this summer or have been experiencing for the past year. Hello, my name is Thomas Au, and I was going to greet you live from Maryland, where it has felt like the STARTALK summer is about ready to begin because we've had all these summer-like temperature, but this morning the rain has come, and apparently the rain has also knocked out my camera. So you will won't be able to see me. However, I have some incredible information to share for you. We're going to be talking about all the different resources that STARTALK has available to help you with your programs in 2021. I'm going to talk about some updates to existing resources, releasing some new resources, and then we're also going to take a look at what the spring conference is going to hold today. And we're having all kinds of technical difficulties, so give me 1 second. Let me try this one more time. I promise you it is worth it because we have some fun new resources for you. So here we go. Try the first resource I'm going to be sharing with you, a new set of infographics. 2 years ago in 2019, we released updated STARTALK principles. And now this year, we have a set of infographics that you can use in your programs to go along with those principles. So each one of those infographics represents one of the STARTALK principles and have some of the key information, some of the core topics that are contained within each principle in some kind of visual element. If you want to find out more about those principles and have perhaps some discussions on how to use them in your program, on Saturday, there'll be a Spark session titled Using the STARTALK Principles Infographics. Now, this is one of my favorite slides to share because every time I get to tell you that there are no changes to the curriculum template, people are always really, really happy. And so, yes, it's 2021 and things might look a little different. However, there are no changes to the curriculum template for student programs. Nevertheless, we have created some new resources to help you. We have updated all of the model curriculum. The themes haven't changed, although we have added a new theme. We have tightened up the language a little bit, made it a little bit more user-friendly, and also now make them available as both PDF and Google Doc. What does that mean as a Google Doc? We are making these available as editable, shareable Google Docs. You can take the model curricula immediately and make them part of your curriculum work. The model curricula also now include checks for learning, which are not required as part of your template, and a direct connection to STARTALK Learn. What does that mean? For every one of the checks for learning, you'll see a little arrow, and that arrow will take you directly to STARTALK Learn, where you can see that generically description, where you can see that activity described in detail, step-by-step instruction, perhaps a video example, some sample resources. So not only is the model curriculum tell you what kind of activity you should do, but will also give you guidance and step-by-step instruction of how to do that activity. And of course, we think that the model curriculum make an excellent resource for all of our teacher programs. Later today, there'll be a session called Adapting Model Curricula to Meet Program Needs, as well as a session called Creating Effective Learning Sequences, where you can see those resources in more detail. Now, our teacher programs are kind of new. We think of all our teacher programs as new programs this year because 2021 is the year we're finally getting to implement our 4 new teacher program types, which means teacher programs, yes, you do have a new curriculum template, and you already know this, of course. And in order to support you, we have created some sample curricula. You can learn more about those sample curricula in a curriculum session later on today called Developing Meaningful Program Curricula, and one called Professional Learning Sequences. Lots of questions about when can I start working in Sophie? Well, Sophie is open, Sophie is ready, and you can begin working now in Sophie. And to help you in your work in Sophie, STARTALK has created a new series of tutorial videos. you will find an animated Sophie kind of walking you through all the different features within Sophie. This is true for your work as developing curriculum, as well as some of the other more program management tasks that you have to complete. For the past couple of years, STARTALK has developed a variety of tools and applications, and you may have noticed that they have found a new home on the STARTALK homepage because we are passionate about those tools and applications and think they will help make your work in implementing your programs much easier. And to kind of give you a summary of what all these tools are, I have a quick little video. We will be releasing additional resources in the next couple of months. We have some plans for updated learning plans, making those also available via Google Docs so you can edit them even faster. Additional classroom activities and STARTALK Learn. New Teach It videos that you have submitted, and I'll share a couple later on. And some new principal modules for teacher training. And And my question, of course, is what is your favorite resources? And some of you already done that. I would invite you to share your favorite resource and why that is your favorite resource in the chat, because it may be something that you're using and somebody else is not even aware of. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about what's going to happen for the rest of today and tomorrow. And I'm going to go over the different session types that we have at the STARTALK Spring Conference this year. Now, you know, we of course would love to all be together at somewhere. And the Spring Conference is always a wonderful time between learning new things, but also having those important hallway conversations with other programs, with team leaders, or STARTALK Central staff. And so we have tried to recreate that experience by offering a variety of different sessions. Later on today, you can see the different times on the screen. We will have some pre-recorded curriculum sessions. So those are just really short 15 to 20-minute talking point videos. This is kind of a reminder of some of the important things about curriculum. For student programs, there haven't been any changes, but some of us haven't, well, most of us haven't done this work in about 2 years. So these are some important reminders and also a way to see how these new resources will help you in that work. We've also created some Google Docs to go along with those pre-recorded sessions so that you can share your insights, your aha moments, and even your questions, because we'll be monitoring them about curriculum work. And later on, we have office hours, both with our government representatives and the NFLC STARTALK Central staff. So you can ask your questions about your existing 2021 program, either how to manage your budget or anything else about managing your program. Now, this might be the most important part of the conference, or maybe your favorite part, because you get to talk to other people, because it'll be live. This afternoon, we will have 2 rounds of curriculum labs, live on Zoom with different team leaders. On the conference website, you'll find different rooms, but depending on language and level, and you'll be able to go to these curriculum labs. Now, keep in mind, those curriculum labs are not presentation. There's no presentation, nothing will be recorded. It's an opportunity for you to work on your curriculum. Each curriculum lab has multiple breakout rooms, so you can join, if you aren't already joined with them, your instructional lead or your instructors in a Zoom room, and work on your curriculum right in Sophie. If you have questions, there'll be multiple team leaders in the labs who can join you either in your breakout room or in the main meeting to answer your question about creating your curriculum. This will happen for about 50 minutes. There'll be a 10-minute break, and then we'll do another round. But this is really what we're hoping to create some time, some space, some dedicated time for you to begin working perhaps on stage 1 and stage 2 of your curriculum today, as all this information is fresh in your mind and you're kind of in that STARTALK mode. Then this afternoon or lunchtime, depending on where you are, we will have a live teacher panel discussion with several teachers who are practicing teachers who might be want to answer some questions and reflect on how this past year has gone, what they have learned about teaching online, teaching face-to-face, teaching hybrid, and having ever-changing schedules. And I think they'll have some really important ideas for you to consider as you plan for the summer. Then tomorrow morning, or for some of you, it'll be very early morning, we have what we're calling Spark sessions. Spark sessions contain 2 parts. There'll be a mini presentation, about 10-ish minutes, and there'll be some time for discussion with all of you. We think those will be much smaller. They're much more focused topics. And they're really, again, designed to give you the opportunity to have some of those hallway conversations about something that you heard at the conference and something we think are some very important. Those will not be recorded, and we will offer 2 rounds of those. After the first round, we'll have another live event, and there's a student panel discussion. So we will be joined by a few students from around the country who will be sharing their insight on how this past year has gone when it comes to learning languages, and what have they learned about learning languages, what works for them, what doesn't work for them. And honestly, I can't wait to hear what they have to say, because boy, wouldn't it be great if we had more of these students involved in all of our conferences, because they really know what the impact is of all of our work. So it's going to be a really interesting discussion. As mentioned, there's a second round of Spark sessions. They'll be the exact same topics that happened in the earlier. So while there are multiple options, if you can't go to all of them, obviously, you have an opportunity to go to a second one a little bit later on. And then we're ending the day with some work that actually comes from you, the programs. We call them Principles in Action. These are some pre-recorded teacher tips, and these are going to be really, really handy, and they're just the beginning. We asked a few months ago if you'd be willing to share some of the things that you're using in your classrooms and record some short videos of your favorite apps, your favorite tools, your favorite tricks that have worked for you as you're maneuvering the hybrid online language learning landscape. And we're releasing the first set of those on Saturday. Don't worry, there'll be more coming in the weeks to come. And we can't wait for you guys to see those, because they are from you. And we thank you very much for submitting all of your ideas, because we learn from you just as much as you learn from STARTALK. And then we can just want to just close by saying thank you for being part of the STARTALK community. This has been certainly an interesting year, and many of you guys have had to wait for almost 2 years now to implement your program. You submitted your proposals in the fall of 2019, and here we are, almost summer 2021, and you're finally getting to implement to our 23 brand new programs. I know this has been a long time, and we can't wait to see what you're doing. This is going to be, Betsy said, a year like no other, but we know that STARTALK has evolved, STARTALK has changed, and this will just make it even better. We've been trying to work with online programs for some time, and sometimes the best change happens when you don't want to change. And so here we are, we're being forced into this new situation with 60% of our programs being online. And we think that you're just going to innovate and come up with things that we haven't even thought about. Just think about that you can reach students that aren't necessarily just in your community, that you can train teachers that aren't necessarily in your community, but this might be the year that we're truly taking STARTALK across the country, and we can't wait to see what you have come up with. So thank you for being part of STARTALK community. Have a wonderful conference. We will see you in a variety of sessions, and we look forward to learning with you.